Hi guys, and welcome to episode 16 of the Spfl RTG on FC25. As you can see, there has been a change to the starting 11 since the last video update that we did. Mo Silla is currently our left centre mid. He's gone to 89 rated. Stats wise, he could probably be a wee bit better, but the rule, of course, that we set was that we had to have the highest rated starting 11 possible each time for the formation. As you can see, with 5 games remaining, we do see ourselves 7-3. We went 2-3 after the first 5 games and clutched up 5 wins in the next 5 games. So if we can do that again, we will manage to finish 12-3. So we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, we do concede quite a poor goal from our point of view in the first game. Pedro Neto does score into us almost with relative ease, and nothing really happened until about the 77th minute in the game, where he passes across. I try and get across to block it. My player switching was a wee bit too slow there, and he fires it into the back of the net with Pedro Neto. A couple of minutes later, we're on the ball with Alex Vai, gives it to Dyson Maeda. On at Engels, tries to find a way through, tackles me. We do win the ball back with Diamande. Engels with that through ball pass plus, finds Kyogo, and he finishes. Is the comeback on? Unfortunately, no, it is not. He takes the ball from kickoff and he scores a goal, unfortunately, with his Rafael Leao. Butland did not have the best game here. That was his third shot of the game, and it went straight in. So not great from our point of view. And then our head's gone at this point. He's won the ball back 3 times in a row when we've tried to pass it off, and then he just scores with Pedro Neto from range with that finesse plus. We're just playing out the rest of the game here. He fouls us straight away from a free kick. We take it quickly with Casey, gives it to Pomono, Czerny to Kyogo, and then we do decide to go on a little bit of run with him. This is the informed Kyogo that we've evoed a little bit as well, not the original Kyogo we had from the start. And unfortunately, we do lose the first game 4-2, so we're now 7-4 in the standings. So we'd like to pick that up. The next game was pretty crazy. As you can see, it did go to penalties, and look at the penalties up in the top corner. 12-11 to us as it stands, and there had been 1 penalty missed from each of us at this point. I missed my 4th penalty, and this guy missed his 5th penalty. So we'd gone all the way to the goalies and back to the beginning again. 13-12, and then I just had a feeling that he was going to stay down the middle for this one, and he did, and we do end up winning the penalty shootout. We don't win many, so this was a big moment for us to go 8-4 in the standings. As you can see, 0-0. He called himself Total Football, but the brand of football that he played was just so boring. It's one of the most boring games I've played this year. He was so defensive. It was really difficult to break him down. Although we probably could have won the game in regular time. His goalkeeper made some really good saves, but he was so difficult to break down. This is the first team that we could actually see. It was doing the glitch going into it. Of the other 2 games where you couldn't see the team when it popped up. So this was the first team that we could actually see going into it. Unfortunately for us, we do end up going behind in the game. Really quite poor goal to concede from our point of view. Defending could have been a lot better, but he does fire it into the back of the net pretty early on in the game. We do pick the ball up. Martin Boyle gives it to Pomono out wide. He goes to the byline looking for an option, gives it to Boyle, finds Graham Carey, good ball to Palmer, back on his strong foot, and into the back of the net for 1-1 in this game. Here we come forward again. Carey tried to feed it to Maeda. He did get a good interception in there, to be fair to him. We do win it back high up though. Martin Boyle feeds it through to Kevin Nisbet, takes a good touch to get away from his man, and weak foot fires it into the back of the net for 2-1. And then some of our footage corrupted, so he scored and then we scored. So we're 3-2 up in the game, as you can see. He does win the ball back off us. We were out wide with Palma. Neto through to Charlton, gives it to Salah, and the defence is all over the place. We do try and go them into the chip. Unfortunately, he finesses it into the back of the net for 3-3. We're trying to find some options with Czerny here. Gives it to Maeda, easily tackled by Valverde. Neto to Cole Palmer, and then through to Neto. And again, the defence just parted like the Red Sea. I've got nobody quick enough to catch up to him. And this Pedro Neto's been causing me a lot of problems since he came out. I don't know about anybody else, but is what it is. We're now finding ourselves 4-3 down in the game, and unfortunately going for the win. He does catch us on the counter. Pedro Neto on the ball here, goes for an effort. We try and get it up the park, but he just gets it back really easily, and then Salah fires it into the back of the net for 5-3, and unfortunately we do lose the game 5-3, putting us 8-5, which means the goal of 11 wins for this weekend at least is gone, unfortunately. We'll need to try again in another weekend. We go into a game again, and only the second team that we could see. He's got some nice Evos on the go. I do appreciate it when people do use Evos that aren't the norm, if you like. He's clearly a Newcastle fan. We do win the ball after a poor goal kick from his David De Gea. Palmer got up really well to win the header, actually. Gives it to Maida, touches him because of that finesse plus and his really strong weak foot. Fires it into the top corner for 1-0 in the game. Poor pass attempt from Maida, but we do win the ball back with Carey. Gives it back to Maida again. Tackled really easily, but Carey intercepts. Feeds it through to Maida. Looking for an option. Palmer makes the run. Threads it through to Palmer. And he fires it into the back of the net for 2-0. And that was enough for this guy. He did actually rage quit. So we're going into the final game. Looking to make it 10-5. Can we do it on camera for the first time in the RTG, get double digits for the win? Well, we went into the last game and it was a really close fought game. There's no footage of the goals because my memory was filled up, unfortunately. However, we did lose the game 4-3. We went 1-0 up in the game, and then the momentum seemed to shift. He went 4-1 up, and then we made the subs. We managed to claw it back to 4-3, but he passed it round the back, which I'm sure a lot of people would do, to be fair, to make sure that they didn't get that last goal in and taking them to extra time. So unfortunately, we don't get the double digits win, and we do finish the weekend 9 wins, unfortunately, instead of the 10, and 6 losses. There was a couple of losses in there, only a couple this weekend, that I feel like maybe could have done better. Most of the results that we lost were probably fair, I would say. And we're not opening any of the rewards because we're saving packs and stuff for Team of the Year. Now, depending on who gets in, I don't think that we will be able to have very many people that will actually be able to feature in any past and presents going forward. I'd be very surprised if any Scottish Premiership players ended up in it. But, you know, Van Dijk has always got a good chance of getting in, of course, past Celtic player. Frimpong might have a chance. You know, there's some players that may have a chance of getting in that would be able to be used in past or present. Plus, if we pack a Team of the Year card, it's good for content, isn't it? Just sitting in the club, kind of similar to that Mbappe that we've got sitting there. The next thing that we're trying to focus on now is obviously we want to get that Champs reward done, but I'm currently off camera playing a few Division Rivals games. Got into Division 3, hadn't been focusing on it a whole lot, but I'm in Division 3 currently, looking to get up to that Elite Division to check that off the list, because that was one of the key points that we got. We currently have 3 evolutions sitting in the waiting room at the moment. We haven't put anyone into it because either I don't like the playstyle plus or the boost isn't all that high. If it comes down to it, for the Dino evolution, for example, I'll put someone into it, but I'll let it expire before it gives them this Trickster plus. I would like them to have the Trickster playstyle, but I don't want them to have Trickster plus. I think it's a waste of a playstyle plus slot, and I looked at it and it doesn't give them all that much of a stat boost by the end, so I'll let it expire, and then I'll maybe put them into another one later on. Similarly to the one that gives Whipped Pass Plus, I'd like to put someone into that beforehand, because I think Whipped Pass Plus is a bit of a waste of a Playstyle Plus as well. But if they're going to expire before we can put someone into it to give them the boost, then we will have to put someone into it. And then the Octopus one is just sitting there waiting to put on a midfielder. Hopefully another midfielder one comes out, and then we can use it as a chain evolution to help get them up to higher rated. We'll see how that ends up going, but that is going to be that for this episode anyway. I'm either going to, hopefully, if it goes well with Division Rivals, have an episode soon where we do get to the Elite Division, and I'll show highlights of that happening if and when that happens. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it before this season finishes. We'll wait and see. Of course, we'll see what happens with evolutions. With Team of the Year coming up, there's been rumours of really big evolutions dropping very soon because of it. However, that's going to be that for this video. If you did like it, please like, subscribe, check out the other episodes on the channel, and also there'll be a video going up later, either today or early tomorrow, predicting not only the midweek fixtures in the Scottish Premiership between Celtic and Dundee and Rangers and Aberdeen, but also predicting the weekend's fixtures for the Scottish Cup as well. I felt like just predicting 2 games wasn't going to be enough for a full video. Also, thanks to the new subscribers that we've picked up since we came back to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. We're going to try and get more consistency now that we've gotten over that illness. And I will catch you guys later on.